All right, so here's everything I need to split this 12,000 pound piece of stone, 6 tons. I've got a 12-inch thick slab here, which I'm trying to split the clean end off of. Everything I'm going to need for this stone, and oftentimes what you would need for splitting stones of this magnitude, even much smaller. This is kind of an extraordinary type of project, not something that you would necessarily work on every day of your life. However, we got our PPE, right? Knee pads, coffee. First and foremost, have a sip of your coffee. Knee pads, ear protection, eye protection, respirators, P100 filters for gas fumes and for avoiding silica dust, right? Know what you're doing. Anti-vibration gloves to keep you warm, steel toe boots. Okay, I'm a personal fan of Blundstones. A little bit on the pricier side, but they last a long time. They're super easy to slip on and off, which is great for working winter projects where you need to come in winter boots or go outside. And if you want to save your boots some mileage when they're that good, use them when you need them. Coming over here to split this stone, things that I might currently need access to: 4-pound hammer with a splitting edge. All my chisels, except for these are splitting chisels, cheap Home Depot, Lowe's, Rona, wherever. You might want to get some 2 to 3 inch flat chisels. The cheap ones, you can use those in a curve cut on a stone and split a stone like that. 2.5-pound hammer, which is what I normally use, for cutting out with hammer and chisel. Brick hammer, getting into odd angles. I got some chisel bits for the hammer drill. Right, so I can hammer drill, I can chisel, I can just normal drill. Extra bit for 5/8 because I've got 5/8 feathered and wedges there. I've got 6 of them currently. I've lost a couple over in piles of rubble on other jobs. Not that I'm using like any kind of chemicals or epoxy or anything, just a blower. I've got a big blower over there that I turn my fan on when I'm working in here. That's blowing all the dust out. And then the blower I use to supplement that, get rid of standing dust and just, get this containment dust free faster. But the nozzle is better for precision, right? So if I need to blow dust out of these curve cuts or out of holes that I drill, right, I can use that blower there. I can also use that blower to blow off my clothes before I leave. F&K pneumatic chisel, so that I can that runs on a compressor on the other side. And then I've got my pile of rubble here, which I will extract via buckets. I might still need my quick cut 14-inch blade. I might need a 9-inch flush mount just to get the finish splitting through this, because I might cut these ends in a little bit further and then have my 6 drill spaces spaced out. But I might still need some blades here and there. The quick cut is gas powered, so I like to use that minimally and ideally exhausting right next to the fan, right? So otherwise I'm just going to use my 9-inch grinder, or I'm just going to use the quick cut for a few minutes and then get out of this containment as it airs out, because the gas fumes will give you a real headache. Half-ton chain block in case I do need to prop a frame up on the end of the stone and hoist it up to get it out of here, because it's probably going to be a good 600 pounds. What else we got here? Crowbar for moving the stone, helping aid split the stone off. I like to carry just some short sticks of rebar, like 2 feet long, 5/8, half-inch, 3/8. It doesn't matter as long as they're nice and straight. And you can keep them straight. You can use those rollers to basically roll any stone around. It's not super easy, but that's what I use them for. Sledgehammer. Straps in case I do need to hoist the stone up. I've got I think 12-foot loop straps. I've got 6-foot straps. I've got an array of sizes of flat straps and U straps, right? So these are loop straps, right? So these are just continuous in one big circle, so you can use it to double up. It's very easy for hoisting and rigging certain situations, especially odd shaped stones like boulders. Really good for that. That's why I got them. Then for finishing touches, once I do get that piece off here, I'm going to have to use the 9-inch grinder. I'm going to have to use the 4 or 5-inch flush mounts, right, to get a nice clean edge, right? No, I forgot to mention I got that jack over there in case I need to move something under the stone or whatever. Right now I've got 2 jacks under the stone. Excuse me. And I've got the stone bearing on another pipe, so it's not rocking at all. It's bearing on 3 points. It's pretty much level. It's ready to split. So once I get that clean edge going, I could use finer hammers and chisels and mallets. Variable speed grinder. I'm trying to avoid sneezing again. 4.5 or 5 inch, right? So that's really good for polishing, because you do not want to have just a standard angle grinder like that one over there that's not variable speed. It's going to be operating at max RPMs all the time. You're going to ruin your your quality diamond pads, right? So I've got 50 to 3000 grit, all kinds of backups there with a nice mount, right, for this variable speed. So you can run that at very low speeds with water, ideally. But I mean, I have dry pads, wet pads, tungsten carbide tip array of chisels there for all kinds of different types of work. And then I got my straight edges over here, 2, 4, 6 foot levels, square, long straight edge / ruler. I might need a pump. I've got a hose over there, so when I do start doing any kind of polishing work or testing the water flow on this slab of stone, yes, because I'm going to be, it's going to be a waterfall piece, so I might have to test it with water every now and then. However, I don't have access to running water out here due to the temperature outside, so I'm going to fill up warm water by buckets, bring them in here, and then I'll see if I can just have a continuous loop pumping in and out of a bucket with the submersible pump, right? And then that way I can just use the hose and I can drain the stone off into a bucket with the pump in it, right? So I can recycle the water without making a mess and without having to have continuously running water. I'm going to do that basically through a big tub of water. At least that's the plan currently, to do it in the winter. Got my backup tool bag over there in case I need anything else, and that's my son's tool bag, nearly 17. So if he's got chores to do around the house or around or wherever, he's got access to his tools, and maybe he's going to come back soon. And then you finish all that, then you could sit your ass down on an upside down 5-gallon bucket with a piece of insulation board and have yourself a little break.